following program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
Feet up. Feet. Feet up. Hide your eyes. Hide them. Good. Feet. Jump. Good. Feet. Get up. Feet up. Feet. Feet up. Hide your eyes. Good. Feet. Jump. Good.
We can pick it up with your line, Warren.
Can we take it from the beginning, please? I can't play the end of the scene unless I play the beginning.
If that's the way you want it, Maggie.
That's the way I want it.
Maggie, you know your line? When you ask him if he's ever been there for his son, he says they've always been there. Well, your next line should be how? Like ostriches?
That line was out of character and out of the script as of rehearsal. Where were you, Sally?
War is declared earlier than usual today. Give you odds there won't be a pleasant word spoken after lunch.
All right, get ready, boys. Put us on a belt, please. Now settle down. This is a picture. Quiet. Roll it.
19, take 5. Speed.
Action.
It's freaky calling a stranger for help. But when it's bad, man, like when it's drowning time, and your skull's ready to explode in a million-colored blob, wow, you grab for anybody who says they care.
What do I owe the crisis clinic for this care, Doctor?
Mr. Harrison, you've been here for 15 minutes and you haven't even asked me how your son is.
Just tell me how much I owe you. I'm so sick and tired of you good-doers. Do-gooders, do-gooders. Cut. Sorry, Maggie, one of those days.
When you know it, I'll be in my dressing room. Oh, no.
Why, I know.
They called you from the set. Maggie's uptight today, Mr. Bracken. You better get down here right away.
That's right.
It's an impossible schedule on a tough series, and the top of my head is just about ready to explode, and I'd appreciate it if you'd leave me alone.
No, I'm not going to leave you alone. You're a beautiful actress, a star. You deserve special attention. So, what's the matter, Maggie? What's wrong now, really?
Dreadful casting, that's what's wrong. In last week's show, I had to work with the method mumbler. She-Man, oh, wow, yeah, I dig. Groovy. Well, he didn't understand his motivation until the last day of shooting because he hadn't read the script from start to finish. John, you know a television series is tough enough without that.
Yes, indeed I do. Well, I can see how that would make anybody uptight. All right, don't you worry about it. I'll take care of everything.
Would that you could, John. Would that you could.
How do you like the script?
You've made a mistake, John. This is a two-part crisis clinic. That's television.
Oh, don't be a snob, Kevin. Without television, we wouldn't make any features.
John, there are a dozen other directors who can handle this.
Well, I don't think so. The series is off the track. You did the features based on. You know the characters. I'm counting on you to bring it back into focus.
I don't want to do this, John.
Well, I don't want to order you to do it, but I will.
You do, and you're going to have one very unhappy producer-director in your stable.
Happy, unhappy. You're the one that can straighten the series out. That's all that matters.
I hear it's your star that needs the straightening out.
Maggie? No, she's just nervous. It's her first film. She's done only Broadway. And not even that for some time.
Didn't she drop out of sight after her last play?
Marital problems, I heard. But when we talked to her, she seemed eager to come back to work. At any rate, it's a coup for us. So, with your usual talent and tact...
My tact.
I knew you'd see it my way, Kevin.
My tact.
John, about this
I brought
script, the two-parter.
Kevin Grant.
Every writer writes me differently. Every director directs me the way it's written, and I have to fight the both of them to stay in character.
You
It's-
fight pretty good.
It's Kevin Grant.
I ran a couple of the completed episodes last night. You're outstanding.
Thank you. I'm sorry I blew.
I persuaded Kevin to direct this script.
To be semantically correct, the word was assigned, wasn't it, huh?
You sound very reluctant.
Al, I was. In fact, I did everything I could to get out of this. Then I ran the film. I was impressed. I like the way your face thinks. Let me ask you something. About this next episode, how would you like to lose a patient for a change?
As a doctor, I'd hate it. As an actress, I think it's a peachy idea. Examine her in terms of failure.
And in conflict with the young nurse who becomes emotionally involved with the suicidal patient.
Listen, why does that nurse have to be a guest star role? Ice cream?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, why not switch it to one of the regulars on a series? Diane Waring, for instance. John, I'm sorry. Would you like ice
Yes,
cream?
fine. Thank you.
Diane Waring. I like it, John.
Very good. We should have thought of that ourselves. Thank you.
Hey, thank you.
Okay. Would there be a real medical responsibility involved? Would I really goof?
Well, let's use it. You feel tremendous guilt. Maybe you are responsible. Turn to scene 25.
No, this scene is bland. And with your new thought, it could have terrific impact. It's good, Kevin. It's good.
Come ahead, Ron.
Hey! Is this the office of the Friendly Neighborhood Shrink?
Where have you been?
Unavoidably detained. Leg busted for smoking grass. Come on now, Doc. You know there's nothing wrong with grass. Like cows eat it all the time. It's healthy. And some of the finest racehorses are raised on Kentucky bluegrass.
Let's hold it right there. I think it's getting a little too light, huh, Ron? Now, what'd you come here for?
Because it's a condition of probation and I don't like it. So I'm giving it a needle.
Yeah. But underneath that bravado is a scared kid crying out for help. Now, if I don't get a hint of that from you right here, we're never going to convince the audience later, right?
Thank heavens there's finally someone around here who can talk to actors and not just push cameras around.
I'm delighted that you feel that way, my dear, because about your attitude. You remember
What
that
am I
talk
doing
about
wrong?
the subtext?
Well, wonders never cease. She likes the director.
It's early in the day, Bobby boy.
Okay.
$1 to a donut. Our nerves will wear thin by 3. Hi, Maggie.
Kevin told me you're responsible for fattening my part. Thanks, Maggie. Does anyone have the time?
Yeah, it's a few minutes to 3. All right, shall we run the lines?
What the devil do you want?
Maggie?
Oh, I'm sorry.
The visitor's money?
No. It's just fine. Shall we start? What the devil do you want?
Well, fortunately or unfortunately, depending on your point of view, they're all filled with teeth.
Bobby? Yeah? Look, there is no way to concentrate with the constant traffic. I want you to clear everybody out of here except for the crew. And that means everybody. Post a notice that this is a closed set, okay? Will do. Thank you.
How many of those have you had? Who counts? Diving into a bottle of scotch never helps settle anything. You stick to your remedy, I'll stick to mine. I'm not your patient, doctor. I'm not a debutante on a charity kick. I really care about those people. And I hurt. And you think I don't. After all your sermons about not becoming emotionally involved? No. You just stand there on your Olympian height, watching as people create their own private hells, and then you tell them why with great objectivity. Oh, don't feel so guilty, Jane. It wasn't your fault. It wasn't anyone's fault. Suicide comes from a long chain of mental illness. Self-destruction. Oh. Would you believe another take?
Got it.
Would you believe that's the same lady who walks with somebody else's blows?
Well, it's a tough grind, Sal. She's all strung out.
Something troubling you?
Mm-hmm. The fact that I had this cold 10 minutes ago. Self-destruction is only the final link. What time is it? Oh, sorry.
I'm feeling this at 4. Why? What's this thing about time?
I was expecting a friend of mine at 3 and getting a little worried about her.
Well, if you were expecting someone, you should have told me I'd have made arrangements.
I did make arrangements.
Maggie, I closed the set.
By what right did you take it upon yourself to close my set to someone whom I had specifically invited to be here?
Maggie, well, wait a minute. Now, in the first place, I didn't know that you had invited anyone here. More important, something's been bugging you, distracting you all afternoon. I figured it was the visiting fireman. If it's something else, tell me.
You wouldn't understand. You just wouldn't understand.
You in? Bobby?
Right here. So, buddy, you join the Brotherhood of Men to direct Maggie Morgan and then check into her Camarilla to recuperate.
Do me a favor, check the stage door and see if there's somebody waiting for him.
I will do.
Thank you.
Sorry I'm late, honey, but they wouldn't let me in at first.
I'm so glad you finally got here. We just have to have a drink.
So do I, love. So do I. Cheers.
Will this take, Gran, 2 minutes and 20 seconds?
Now hold that one and print a shorter one.
Kevin.
Excuse me.
One live television for you. Oh, Jill, this is Kevin Grant, an old friend, Jill Simonton.
Miss Hunt.
How do you do?
You're an actress, aren't you?
Oh, that was a long time ago. You know, I've heard a lot of good things about you, Mr. Grant, from Maggie and others.
I thank you.
Kevin, I hope I didn't hold you up too long.
No, matter of fact, we're not ready yet. We had to reset some lights.
Oh. Will it be long?
Oh, just a few minutes. I'm sorry. I know how it is when you're ready to begin.
No problem.
Mr. Grant, did you ever run into an actor named Jerry Roclair?
Jerry Roclair? Sure, funny man.
Yeah, he really is. He was telling me one of the wildest stories the other day about one of his first experiences on the early live television shows. Excuse me, will you?
It's really kind of spooky, John. Every time Maggie starts to turn around, before she can get her head up, there's Jill with a cup of coffee, a cigarette, a piece of chewing gum, or an ice cream bar. Always turns out to be exactly what Maggie wants.
What's troubling you about that? Sounds like a perfect arrangement.
It's not that it troubles me. I've just never run into anything like it before.
Look, Kevin, don't rock the boat. You're getting the series back on the track. I saw the dailies last night. They're excellent. You didn't seem unhappy yourself.
I thought you didn't care whether your employees were happy or not, John.
Well, I don't care. Just make it on schedule. And make it good. Frankly, I don't care if Jill turns out to be the witch from The Wizard of Oz.
You look like you're hypnotized.
You know, I think I am.
I see it so often, I sometimes forget how beautiful it is. It's good to be reminded.
Somehow it frightens me.
Really?
I never get over the feeling of being powerless out here. I watch those waves rolling in, and I think they're just biding their time. And one day they're going to start rolling in, and they won't stop. They'll just keep rolling until there's nothing left of any of us.
In a strange way, I find that comforting. I'm so tired of man pretending to be omnipotent. I like to think there are things he still can't control.
Why?
Oh, I don't know. I suppose it's an excuse when I don't control myself.
Can't and don't. Two different words, Maggie. Listen, love. I wish you'd lived closer to town. Well, this place is just too, I don't know, too remote.
Remote? I should be so lucky. If I open my side door at the same time the neighbors open their side door, we break the doors.
That's not the point. What I mean is, suppose you were in trouble. You could yell all night long and nobody could hear you. The ocean would drown you out.
I've yelled for help in crowded rooms and no one heard.
Come on, Maggie. Different now.
If you would. No, I couldn't stand it. I can't stand being surrounded even by people I know. The thought of chatting over back fences with people I don't. Well, life at the beach can be anonymous if you want it that way. And I do. And I like to walk. I like the feeling of the wet sand between my toes. Sound of the surf.
Okay, I dig the mystique of life at the beach. But for my sake, would you move in closer temporarily? At least until I get back. Please, Maggie. I'll worry about you here all by yourself.
Get back from where?
Santa Cruz.
What's so special in Santa Cruz?
My daughter.
What's Jeannie doing all the way up there?
Not Jeannie. My other daughter from my first marriage. You don't know her. She's 19. Very beautiful. Her name's Linda. And she's been in an accident.
June, I'm so sorry. Is she badly hurt?
No, she's all right, and I'm so grateful. But the other woman in the car is dead. Of course, Linda's in shock. The police want to question her tomorrow. Maggie, she may be charged. I have to be there.
Well, why do you have to go now? She's not hurt. Why can't you leave later?
Maggie, you and I should know better than most people. There are a lot of different hurts.
I know.
There were too many times when she was little that she hurt. And she looked to me and I didn't help. I was too drunk to help. And that really made her hurt worse. Well, after a while, she stopped looking.
I'm sorry, Joe.
The time I got better, she didn't need me. You know, Maggie, I never got the chance to make it up to her. Not once during all these years. Well, she needs me now. And I'm going.
Forgive me, Joe. Of course you have to go. Wish I had the same chance. I don't know what got into me.
I do, love. You got scared. Suddenly felt all alone and panicked. But you're not all alone, Maggie.
Oh, of course not. You're no further away than my security blanket, the telephone.
Well, I'm afraid you can't call me.
Why not?
You see, Linda lives out of town and she doesn't have a phone. Don't you see that doesn't make any difference? There are dozens of people you can call. I'm not the only member of AA out here, you know.
Of course not.
Listen, love. Why don't I call another member and have them come over right now?
You'll do no such thing. I know the number if I need it. What you will do is march right out of here and spend the rest of the evening with your family.
Are you sure? Because I don't have to leave yet.
But if you do leave now, you'll be able to have dinner at a civilized hour. A feat I now realize hasn't happened in some weeks.
Maggie,
I am all right. Now go.
All right. Maggie.
I am all right. Jill. Good luck.
Thanks, Lois.
Been living out of my suitcase for a week, right? And it was the 6th interview of the day, and I was really beat. And so there I was trying to be on while Peter James, or was it Jamie Peters? I don't know. One of those local talk shows was interviewing me. And, I found myself on this talking jag, and I'm going on and on about Hollywood and the picture I'm supposed to be promoting. And then suddenly I say, but I really like this town. Denver's my kind of town. And the guy takes this long beat, and he goes, terrific, sweetheart, but this is Salt Lake City. Hey, can I fix you another drink?
Yes, please.
Maggie! Well, I'm so glad you found your way over here.
I don't want to barge in.
Barging in, as you put it, is part of life at the beach. Come on in. I've been meaning to invite you over, but knowing what life is like on a TV series...
Oh, you have guests?
Oh, yes, they're friends from the studio. I think you know most of them. Come on. Everybody, this is Maggie Morgan.
Hi, Maggie. Maggie.
Hi, Maggie. Hi. This is the lady who persuaded the powers that be to keep the guest star jobs in the family.
Now, what can I get you to drink? Scotch? Vodka?
Nothing.
Bourbon? Rum?
I fixed a mean martini, 10 to 1. 5 to 1? 3 to 1?
I have to study my script. Thanks anyway.
Maggie. Maggie. What's wrong?
Nothing.
Now, you walked in here. You obviously wanted company, and now you suddenly turn around and rush away.
Please, Laura, let me go.
Hey, let me help.
There's nothing you can do for me. I don't need coaching. I know how to act.
Guess you had quite a weekend, huh, Maggie? These circles.
Are round. Just erase them.
Oh, boy! There's the cream! You said if I ate all my lunch that I could ride it. Can I, Dad?
In a minute. Come on, I want you to meet somebody first. Maggie, this is my son, Mark. Mark, Miss Morgan.
How do you do?
He loves to visit the set. He won't make a sound while we're working.
Hello, Mark. How old are you?
Almost 9.
Do you like baseball?
Yes, ma'am.
Want to play a game?
Sure.
Okay. Cleon Jones' batting average last year.
340.
Right. Your turn.
I get to ask you, too?
Well, sure.
Tommy Agee.
276. Ron Swoboda.
235. Clemente.
345. Ted Williams highest.
406. Number of home runs hit by Mickey Mantle in 1956.
1956? Well, you weren't even born.
But I know. Do you?
I didn't even know there was a game named baseball until 1963. I give up.
He hit 52 homers. Hey, how come you know so much about baseball? My mom never did.
I have a little boy, too, named Charlie. He taught me.
And he never told you about Mickey Mantle's fantastic year?
Oh, he probably would have. But I don't see him much anymore. He lives in New York with his father.
How come?
Oh, well, little boys do better with their fathers. Mothers are good for taking your bath and seeing that you eat your spinach. Fathers can play with them.
And speaking of playing, if you want to ride on that crane, now is the time to do it. Why don't you go find Bobby?
Bobby, I can go up.
Are you sure you don't know where she is? I called the house and there's no one there. Yes, I'm sure I don't want to talk to anybody else.
Well, look at this. Now, Sally, do you really think that gooey thing you call a birthday cake's going to go with this booze?
It'll go with the coffee I ordered, which will be urgently needed by some of us to get home.
Ready, Ed?
Anybody who wants it, come and get it. The bar's open.
I took a wild guess and decided that you were a vodka girl.
No, thank you. I never drink when I work.
What work? The only thing that's left to do today are Diane's close-ups. All your lines are off camera. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Come on, Maggie. Drink up. It'll do you good, really.
Well, I guess one won't hurt.
Kevin, this is Bobby.
Hi, Bob. You've called to tell me that the studio has burned down.
It's worse. Maggie Morgan didn't show up for a makeup call. I've been calling her house. The phone's out of order. I don't know. It may even be off the hook.
All right, you better send a driver out there to pick her up. Oh, wait a minute. Second thought, maybe I better go myself. Thank you for calling, Bobby.
Okay.
Maggie? Maggie, it's Kevin. Let me in.
Maggie? Maggie? Oh, Maggie. Oh, my God. Come on, Maggie. It's Kevin, get up. Come on, Maggie, get up. Come on. Come on, Maggie. You walk. You're gonna walk. You're gonna walk, Maggie. You're gonna walk. Come on, Maggie. Walk by yourself. Come on. Walk, Maggie.
What are you doing here? Go away. I have to have a drink. You touch me, I'll kill you.
All right, Maggie. All right. Maggie, it's insanity. You're throwing away...
Everything? Don't go on. I've heard it all.
What about the series?
What about it?
Now, pull yourself together. It's over.
Who cares?
The people who make their living from it. You put them out of work. Don't you care about that?
No, I don't care about that. I don't care about them. I don't care about you. I don't care about Bracken. I don't care about the studio. I don't care about anything.
No. Everybody has something, Maggie.
That they care about?
Mm-hmm.
Had, Kevin. Had. I had a son. I cared about him.
To soon sit with her.
That friend of Maggie's, has she been around lately? What's her name?
Jill? No.
What's her last name?
Symington.
Her husband?
Yeah, but I can't tell you his first name.
Where do they live?
In the valley someplace. Hidden Hills, I think.
Beverly?
Yes, sir.
See if you can get a location on a family named Symington in the Hidden Hills area.
Symington?
That's right. Jill Symington is the one I want to talk to. Fast.
Would you mind telling me what you're doing?
I don't know yet. It's just a hunch.
Well, I hope your hunch works out. Because I don't know what started first. Losing her son or the drinking. But right now, Maggie Morgan doesn't think the rest of her life is worth living.
Yes?
Mrs. Symington isn't home, but her husband is and would like to talk to you.
Put him on.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Symington, John Bracken here, Century... Yes, that is why I'm calling. Last night, Maggie Morgan... You're right again. I see. Well, can you get a hold of your wife, please? I'll charter a plane and get her down here. Good. And could you call me back as soon as possible? Thank you. Maggie and Jill are Alcoholics Anonymous buddies. They depend upon each other to keep off the sauce. What is it? What's the matter?
John, I was the one that got her started again. I gave her a drink last night. She didn't want it, and
Of course she wanted it. Didn't have the strength to refuse it.
But if I hadn't
Stop it, Kevin. Stop it. You have no way of knowing the situation. No one did. She worked very hard at keeping it secret.
Charlie. Oh, Charlie. My darling. My end of that run. Well, come on, you time everything, don't you?
We're not on the set. I'm not timing you scenes.
I admire women who use stopwatches. Very efficient. Myself, I hate them. Why aren't you in a white uniform?
I'm here as a friend, Maggie.
How long did it take you to say that?
Yes, come on. Come on.
No, I don't. Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry. No, it spoils the taste of the booze.
Hi, Sally.
Ah, the changing of the guard.
Thanks, Sally.
Coffee's in there.
Come on.
I know I told you to go away. Did I forget to say don't come back?
Maggie, I've got something to tell you.
I'm surprised you didn't bring a care package.
Jill's in trouble. She needs you.
You're lying. Jill isn't even here.
I know. But she's on her way home right now.
If Jill needed me, she would have called me.
Maybe she did. When you were passed out.
I have heard.
You didn't hear when the studio called this morning, Maggie, did you?
Why would she call you?
She didn't. Her husband assumed that you'd be working. He called the studio.
What did they say?
Don't worry. They covered it for you. They said you were on location today, but that they'd get word to you.
What's your name with the stopwatch? Made some coffee.
I don't want to build any sets. I want to film it entirely on location. That house is perfect for what we need. I want it. You tell him to use his charm. I've done so far.
But that's terrible. What's going to happen when she finds out? She may never trust me again.
Well, I'm sorry. I had no choice, Mrs. Symington. Only one I could turn to, but I'm prepared to do something else now. Make you an offer, put you on the payroll to look after Maggie.
What you mean is stand guard over her.
If that is necessary, yes.
Mr. Draken, I can't. I have to live my own life, and Maggie has to learn to live hers.
Then you're going to have to do something more painful.
Why?
In a way, you know, you're responsible for a condition.
I am not.
I don't mean the drinking. If you make a person completely dependent upon you, what do you expect them to do when suddenly you're not there?
Yes, but I had to go. There are other members of AA, and I thought that...
No. Maggie's not at that point. You're still the only one who can help her. There are only two options. You accept my offer, or you cut the umbilical cord.
How do you feel?
Whatever that pain reliever is, that quote goes to work in seconds, unquote. Whatever it is, I don't have it.
Maggie, come here. Come here.
Huh?
I I once asked a very old and still very beautiful actress the secret of her success. And she said, I never stand when I can sit, and I never sit when I can lie down. How'd you like to stretch out on the sofa for a few minutes, huh?
No, thank you. Lying down makes the blood rush to my head, and I don't think I could stand that.
You wouldn't want another cup of coffee, would you?
Oh, to tell you the truth, Kevin, I'd give my soul for a drink.
Oh, John.
Who is it?
It's me, Maggie. John Bracken.
Oh, I don't want you to see me. I don't want to see you. You can't come in now.
Well, I'm already in, Maggie. I brought somebody.
Oh, Joe. Is it Linda? Did they arrest her?
No, Maggie, she's all right.
I'm confused. I thought, well, they said that you were in trouble.
I know what they said, but it really isn't important. What is important is that we have got to get you back into fighting trim again.
Hold it. You tricked me.
We had to do something.
We? Oh, of course it had to be we. After all, it is your series in your studio.
That's quite right, Maggie.
You're a medical wonder. Come one and come all. Gape at the only living man with a mechanical heart and a computerized brain. The first robot encased in human flesh, colorblind except for U.S. Treasury green.
That isn't true.
And what does true mean? As in true friend. Where were you when the lights went out, Jill?
How do you want me to treat you, Maggie? Like a little dog on a leash? Because I won't do it. You have to learn.
I don't care what you do, and I don't have to learn anything. Because I'm going to get drunk, and I'm never going to draw another sober breath as long as I live.
Okay? Okay, if that's the way you want it. I'll join you. Cheers. To the two biggest cop-outs in town.
No! Oh, please, Jill. Oh, no. Not because of me. Oh, no. Oh.
Thanks, Maggie. I would have drunk it, you know. I had to believe you wouldn't let me.
Hello, Dick. Fighting fit, how are you? Good. What's that, last night on the tube? She was superb, wasn't she? Would you believe I happen to have Maggie's contracts right here in front of me? Phone has been ringing off the hook all morning with offers. Yes, I agree. Well, if you think that was good, where do you see part two? Well, that depends. She could be available for a feature once the series goes on hiatus. What? Drinking problem? You know as well as I do, you can't carry a series from day to day and have a drinking problem. All right, you're going to have some stiff competition in the bidding against you. Not that money's the only object where Maggie's concerned. Script and director are main factors to be considered. You know how I like to keep my people happy.